who's back? Nicole Neily from Parents Defending Education. Nicole, it's so good to see you again. Happy Thanksgiving. Nicole, we got to talk to you about this. You know, the Associated Press is reporting that the school board parental rights movement, quote, faltered, that it did not do well in the midterms, that they did not win enough school board races as they said they would. And the New Yorker magazine saying there was, quote, fear-mongering about teachers' unions and critical race theory among the parental rights movement. What's your take on the media here?
I mean, this is the narrative they want, right? They want to discourage parents. They want to drive them away. They want to say, you're not making a difference. Just give up and go home. But we know what really happened. Let's take a step back. So many of these parent activists were not involved in this process 3 years ago. This is, for many of them, their first rodeo. And so the fact that so many people ran this first time and they won, I think it's astonishing. There is a huge learning curve, and they're going up against the education blob. All these organizations, established groups like the NEA, which dump millions and millions of dollars each year, as well as, all of their other lackey associations working in lockstep, trying to keep parents out of this process. And so I think, if anything, the number of gains that were won at the local school board level is astonishing. And the nice thing is, this is a marathon, not a sprint. Parents are getting smarter. They're determined to make a difference, and they're determined to protect their children. So we are not going away. Yeah,
I mean, one pro-union teachers union group in Michigan put up a tweet and then took it down, saying that, parents should not get involved, that schools are for the community, not for the parents, words to that effect. I mean, it's astounding what we're hearing that's coming out of this. Nicole, Moms for Liberty, that's an action group fighting against toxic school agendas. They say more than half of the 250 candidates they supported won their school board races, and a third of candidates backed by the 1776 Project won elections. So how can the Associated Press saying this is faltering?
Well, sure. Again, I mean, you think about how many school districts there are around the country, 13,500 of them, and many of them actually have off-cycle elections, and that has been done intentionally to disenfranchise families and parents. Who can take off on a random Tuesday in May? Not very many people, but teachers' unions can and do. And so, one thing that we need to do is start to move all these elections back on cycle. And one thing that we saw that really made a difference, actually, were people like Governor Stitt in Oklahoma and Governor DeSantis in Florida making endorsements, raising these people's profile and giving them the name recognition. And so I think that's something that we really hope that people will start to get involved in going forward at all levels, federal and state.
Where are you seeing school board where they're getting flipped? I mean, we're seeing that parental rights groups flipped school boards in Michigan, Maryland, and Minnesota. We're seeing a growing number of states we're seeing that happening. What are you seeing?
Absolutely. It's across the country. This is not just a red state or a blue state phenomena. We're seeing it happen, as you said, in Maryland and Michigan, because not all of these school districts, even in a red state, are Republican to start with. There are a lot of entrenched interests, a lot of people that have been there for many years who have grown lazy, have grown complacent, and frankly don't like the oversight that a lot of parent activists are showing on their districts now. People demand answers. They demand schools to be open. They demand performance after having 2 years of schools closed. And so Nicole, again, if those candidates, it doesn't matter what the letter is next to their name, we want them to deliver.
What are you guys finding that is so dangerous for children in schools, public schools right now?
Well, right now what we're seeing is a diversion of time and money away from actually focusing on core curriculum, making up that learning loss that we have from COVID, diverting it to programs like social and emotional learning and restorative justice programs. We hear from teachers, we hear from parents all the time who are really worried that their children are still not at grade level, and then also children are not safe. There are massive discipline problems in school, and schools are not actually addressing that. We expect our children to learn and be safe when they're in school, and on both those levels, those promises have been broken, so parents remain very concerned.
So how do you fix the safety issue in schools?
I think, we keep hearing again and again about the school-to-prison pipeline. Families want school resource officers in. They want students that are acting out to be taken out of class and remain out of class so that their bad behavior is not impacting all of the other, 26 or 30 other students in the classroom, because one bad apple is spoiling the barrel. We want to give local districts and local teachers and principals that authority, instead of having it be something that is driven by the Biden administration with their forthcoming disparate impact discipline rules that we expect will come out any day now.
So the teachers union working with you guys yet? Final word.
Not yet, but we are waiting their call.
Okay, Nicole Neily, we hope you have a good Thanksgiving. Thanks for joining us tonight, and have a good weekend. It's good to see you.